Hi everyone. I just came back from a chef's table event here in Toronto and I saw the chefs making their food from scratch and it really reminded me of my aunt's cooking in her house in Mazra'a in her kitchen. And it reminded me of a piece that I have written from my upcoming book. So I thought I would share it with you. The kitchen was a ceremony. The magic happened there in the kitchen. My aunt had a wooden garlic grinder, ancient, worn, smooth from years of use. She would peel the garlic cloves carefully, one by one. Then she would reach for a plastic container that lived outside with its orange cover, the same orange that the tile rim circling the kitchen walls had. She'd measure a teaspoon of salt, lay it over the garlic, then lower herself to the floor all the way down. She would kneel and beat the garlic against the table because she said the ground because she said the ground was stable because the table she said would break. I worried she would hurt herself kneeling so far down, but she never did. The garlic, crushed, salted, earthy, was the foundation of everything she made. The stuffed zucchini and eggplant was its own ceremony. She would sit on the kitchen table in her nightgown, her headscarf off, a bowl of long zucchini and eggplant in front of her. First, she would scratch the skin from the outside. Then, with a special tool, she would create hollows that she would remove the inside, setting the flesh alone in a side bowl and the hollow in the other vegetable in the other bowl. Nothing was ever wasted. The filling was raw rice mixed with ground beef and spices and onion she made with her hands. She'd then take each zucchini with her left hand, dry and steady. Careful, not too much, she would tell me. You have to be careful. Or when I asked to help, she said the rice expand and it could burst the zucchini when you cook it. The eggplant was softer and more tender, needed watching. She'd layer them on top of the zucchini in the pot, so she would check on the eggplant first. Then came the sauce, crushed garlic, tomatoes, dried mint, salt, pepper, olive oil, poured over everything, lid on, left to boil until the smell moved through the whole house in a particular way. It meant it was ready. It had to reach a certain point. Then you knew it was ready, and she would check it. The leftover zucchini flesh she shallow fry with olive oil, garlic, mint, and torn pita. That was delicious. It was a side dish, almost alkaline, quite contrast to the acid of the tomato sauce that comes with the stuffed zucchini. Then she also made the kibbe bil laban, right? So the kibbe had raw meat rubbed hard in her hand with burgul, and she would shape it into these cones and she would sit and do it for hours. And then she would fill it with cooked ground beef and onion, and she would make it into these cones and lay them on a special tray that she had with the painted with a girl. She had red hair. I still remember that tray. Then when the time came to cook, she would put each kibbe into the bowl of yogurt and she would make kibbe bil. I would spend hours as a little girl watching her do all this. And that's when I learned that care had a texture. The love moves through her hands. The meal was never a meal. It was her whole being making it for us, her nieces and nephews. Now, try as I may to reproduce this meal or eat it somewhere. Unfortunately, it's never the same. So I go, I watch chefs, and I always think of the first chef I ever had, my aunt, Tante El Hajji, in Mazraa Street in Beirut, Lebanon. I miss you, my aunt. Do you miss someone from your childhood who did incredible food for you? What feeling does it bring?